time for big horsepower and big hair.
You're watching Monster Truck Attitude.
Welcome back to the track, Monster Truck Attitude fans, the third installment of the February season here tonight on Smashdown. 8 of the best diecast monster trucks are going to be ripping up the arena floor for all you great fans watching at home. And right now, we take a look at the power rankings and the points here on Smashdown. Last week's winner, 𝐬𝐮𝐫𝐞𝐭, at the overall top at position number 1 with 180 points. Right behind him, 𝐮𝐸𝐻𝐾𝐿 and 𝐽𝐮𝐘ъ with 175. And not trailing far behind him is Brandon Jaeger with the all-new Invader machine. Here's how round 1 action is going to be breaking down here tonight. We're going to be taking a look at No Problem taking on Classroom Crusher. Wildfire's back here tonight to take on Executioner. Invader will be taking on 𝐽𝐮𝐘𝐿. And then closing out round 1, the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper, Monster Energy, will be taking on U.F.O. Now coming up first here tonight, inside of round 1, Classroom Crusher set to take on the old pro, Iron Mike Lanford, back here tonight in the truck that he built and sent to the MTA Arena, the No Problem Ford Bronco on the outside. Here's the green light. Rookie and veteran are now down the straightaway. Looks like Classroom Crusher with a hole shot up and over no man's land. And Classroom Crusher looking like he got the win here tonight inside of round 1 over Mike Lanford and the No Problem Ford Bronco, who got into the seat container down there inside of the shutdown area. We're going to go back and take another look at our MTA photo finish. Taking another look, there you see Classroom Crusher getting the win here tonight inside of round 1. A great matchup nonetheless. Moving right along in round 1, we're taking a look at Corbin Jocelyn and the all-new Wildfire. He's coming back to take on Nathan Smith out here driving for the Crush This race team. You see him staged now over here on the inside lane. The Executioner machine looking for his very first MTA championship win. He came close last week, making it all the way into the semifinal competition. We'll see what he's got here tonight against Wildfire over on the outside lane. Both drivers staged up and ready to go. Who's going to be advancing on in the semifinal competition? Here's the green light now as Wildfire takes on Executioner. Down the straightaway they go. Wildfire with a slight lead. Executioner now coming back on him. Over he goes across the finish line. Nathan Smith has turned over Executioner down there inside of the shutdown area. Not sure if he got out of shape in no man's land or if he lost it right there over the final jump heading in towards the finish line. We're going to go back and take another look at our replay. Here you see the drivers coming down that straightaway. Executioner now with a slight lead right here in no man's land. He got a little shifted off, and at the line, your winner tonight is going to be Corbin Jocelyn in the Wildfire machine. What a great matchup, but unfortunately, Nathan Smith and Executioner has turned it over here tonight, and right now, our MTA track crew and officials are down there to roll him right side up. He looks like he took out our finish line pole, but nonetheless, hopefully the Crush This race team is going to be able to get that truck down into the pit area and get it tuned up by next week, and hopefully Executioner will be back on top of this overall points chase here in the February season. Moving right along inside of round 1, Brandon Jaeger, the longtime veteran, back here tonight in a brand new ride which made its debut at the top of the January season. Invader ready to go over here on the outside lane. He's going to be taking on Jason Sensation Craddock out of Dallas, Texas in Gas Monkey Garage. He left the January season as champion, came into the February season, defended the flag, lost it earlier this month. He's trying to get it back here tonight. So a couple of veteran drivers going to be throwing it down here tonight inside of round 1. And here's the green light now. Invader and Gas Monkey down the straightaway they go. Invader with a slight lead on the outside. Here comes Gas Monkey, crosses up in no man's land, and over goes Jason Craddock here tonight inside of the shutdown area. He made a little bit of contact with Brandon Jaeger and Invader as he headed towards the outside lane. We go back and take another look at the replay. Here comes Jason Craddock on the inside lane, crosses up right there, up and over the van stack, and again right there makes a little bit of contact with Brandon Jaeger and Invader as Gas Monkey turns it over, and they're going to get him cleaned up off the track. Invader moving on into our semifinals. But next up, the Iceman returns. Jeffrey Skipper out here driving for the Renegades Motorsports race team. There you see him, Monster Energy on the outside lane. He's getting ready to take on the old pro in U.F.O. That's 𝐬𝐮𝐫𝐞𝐿 back here tonight after he won the championship flag last week here in the February season, and he took the overall points at number 1. We'll see what he's got here tonight. Here's the green light. Monster Energy and U.F.O. are down the straightaway. Even race through no man's land. 𝐸𝐿 now in trouble. He goes over across the finish line, and I'm not sure who got the win here tonight in round 1 as 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐿 has barrel rolled the truck and luckily landed it back on all four, not BKT tires. As we go back and look at the replay, Valancourt with a slight lead right here in no man's land, gets a little crossed up, hits the van stack, and just barrel rolls it across the finish line. But let's talk about Jeffrey Skipper. The Iceman has dethroned the defending champion here tonight in James Valancourt and U.F.O. So the semifinal competition has been set. We will crown an all-new Smashdown champion here tonight in week 3 of the February season. Thank you guys so much for joining us here tonight on Smashdown. We hope you enjoyed the show so far. This is how semifinal action is going to be breaking down here tonight, folks. We're taking a look at Classroom Crusher 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 back to take on new kid on the block Corbin Jocelyn in Wildfire. Then Brandon Jager's back in Invader. He's going to be taking on Jeffrey Skipper, the Iceman, in Monster Energy. All of them clamoring for a spot inside of the final round showdown. And right now, 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞, Classroom Crusher, he's been on top of the mountain as of late, got 4 championship wins since his debut. And I called this guy the new kid on the block, Corbin Jocelyn in Wildfire. He's actually been out here for a couple of years. He's only made a handful of appearances, so he's still kind of a rookie in my opinion. Wildfire ready to go over on the outside lane. We'll see what he's got against the Classroom Crusher, new kid on the block, taking MTA by storm. Green light goes down now. Wildfire and Classroom Crusher. Jocelyn got the lead, but here comes 𝐿𝐵𝐷 on the outside. And Classroom Crusher making easy work here tonight, putting the power down. Coming out of no man's land here tonight, Classroom Crusher will advance on into our final round showdown. Wildfire shoves it down into the wall protection. We take another look right here. Here comes the horsepower I was talking about. Classroom Crusher letting her fly. He didn't get the win by much, but he does get it over Wildfire here tonight. Classroom Crusher is in the finals. Who will he meet there? Is it going to be Brandon Jager and Invader looking to add more wins to his resume? Or is it going to be his counterpart over here out of the Renegades Motorsports race team, the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper, Monster Energy, ready to go after he dethroned the champion earlier tonight with U.F.O. in round 1. One of these drivers will match up against Classroom Crusher in the finals. Here's the green light now. Invader and Monster Energy side by side down the straightaway through no man's land. A good close shootout. And it looked like Brandon Jager and Invader got a little crossed up there, and Jeffrey Skipper, the Iceman, will move on into the final round showdown as he tagged the wall down there next to U.F.O. in the shutdown area. We're going to go back and take another look at the replay. Watch the outside lane. Brandon Jager and Invader right there over the first jump. He crosses up, tried to keep the truck under control, and he does. Unfortunately, it costed him the race here tonight, and the Iceman will advance on into the final round showdown. And that is what we all come to see here tonight, week 3 of the February season. 𝐬𝐿𝐵𝐷 and Classroom Crusher back in the finals. He will now take on the man who knocked off the defending champion, Jeffrey Skipper, Monster Energy. The finals have been set here tonight on Smashdown, week 3 of the February season. The new kid on the block, 𝐬𝐿𝐵𝐷, Classroom Crusher. He's only been out here since November. He's ready to rock the house right there on the outside lane. He will now take on the longtime MTA veteran, Jeffrey Skipper, Monster Energy, out here driving for the Renegades Motorsports race team. Who takes the win? Here's the green light now down the straightaway. Classroom Crusher's got a hole shot. Monster Energy making up the ground here quick, and they come to the finish line almost side by side here tonight, week 3 of the February season on Smashdown. We're going to have to go back and take another look at our MTA replay. As you see coming down that straightaway, Classroom Crusher has a slight lead, but here comes Monster Energy. Skipper's making up the ground. He puts the horsepower down on the landing ramp, and right here over the finish line gets the job done over 𝐬𝐿𝐵𝐷 and Classroom Crusher, the veteran stakes claim here tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your new Smashdown champion, the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper, Monster Energy. Well, an awesome turn of events here tonight, week 3 of the February season on Smashdown. As we look at the overall point standings, your current leader, James Valancourt, is tied with tonight's winner, Monster Energy, both of them at 255 points, rounding out your top 5. 𝐾𝐨𝐧'𝐭 at 250, Invader at 245, and 𝐬𝐿𝐵𝐷, Classroom Crusher, at 245 as well. One more week to go in the February season, and a lot more great racing is going to be taking place. Thank you guys so much for joining us here tonight on Smashdown. We hope you enjoyed the show, and if you missed last Thursday night's Thunder, be sure to click on the video on screen and go check out all the wild and crazy action that took place on that show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you down the road.